Hi everyone, I want to talk about the energies of October. I think that it's going to be one of the most interesting months of the entire year in regards to energy. And that says a lot because 2020 has been so intense, so pivotal, in itself, at least in recent times. So I really want to begin by saying there's a lot of different astrological alignments. We have two full moons which are happening within the same month, which is not actually a common occurrence. And I know that the general public, the general masses, think nothing of these things. They think it's not important. They think it's, woo-woo stuff. Even though they are energy and they are part of a collective consciousness. Which is currently hijacked because they don't pay attention to these things because of the programming that they're in within this lower dimension. I can tell you who does pay attention to these alignments, to these energetic events, and that's occultist groups. Occultist groups are not conspiratorial, mind you. These different types of groups and societies and individuals have existed for thousands of years. Okay, this knowledge is just not mainstream anymore. It's kind of lost. And there is a reason that the negative agendas, the negative occultists, have much more knowledge in relation to these things, and it's because they're self-serving and they're constantly seeking power, and they know that this is a real energy game. And that is how you gain power through multiple dimensions, not just this dimension, not just this dimension. We are beings of resonance. So they're not just here to master themselves in this dimension. They're here to attain power from multiple dimensions, or they themselves are pawns being used by other energy forms in other dimensions. Now, I'm not trying to scare anyone with this, because when these certain events come or when they occur, it's not that they're the only ones that can harness this power and use it for whatever negative agenda they have. Benevolent ones can use it too. See, universal energy is not bias to good or bad or anything like that. It just is what it is. So depending on the agenda behind the usage of it or the manipulation of it, that's what changes the outcome of things. The regular general masses aren't aware of it because of this lower dimension of distortion that we're in, because they don't have the whole self-serving, I want power over others. They don't have that same motive with things, so they don't pay attention to it. But they should, because if they do want to do something about the amount of suffering that happens within this dimension, they should pay attention to how it's being manipulated. That is a power that the benevolent ones or positive agenda ones do have here. And whenever these doors open, there's opportunity that can be used for the collective consciousness in a positive way, and also for the individual in their soul evolution and their own self-mastery as well. So it's something that we really just should become aware of, that we are energy, that we have energy fields, that we have energy gateways within ourselves, that we are an energy gateway. And that we are connected to a collective consciousness, which is what we reflect, basically. As individual fractals, we all affect this collective consciousness. So if we wanted to stop being manipulated, we better start paying attention. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about the month of October is because I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of tragic major event happens, or if quite a few of them do happen for the month of October. Because, again, the other forces that do exist that do not have your best interest at heart, they like to use that within the masses. And I'm not saying this is directly related to the US presidential election, which is happening next month, although it does really breed opportunity for this. It's almost perfect timing for them. I also want people to know, again, to not fear it, because even in the darkest moments, even if they do manipulate or harness energy in a certain way, when those energies open during this period of time of energetic alignment, there are still keys that you can find that are only presented in these darker situations. Very powerful keys. So if you're paying attention, you will be able to become aware of them. So don't fear it. There is always light, even within the darkest room. There is always a level of light within yourself when you've been put in that situation. So never forget that, ever, in whatever situation, if you're being attacked or anything, there is always light. They can't take that away from you. It can only be hidden from you, or that you forget about it, or something like that. But it can never completely disappear. You have to choose for it to disappear. But if you want to regain that awareness of it, you can do that in any moment. So let's see what happens for October. I would just recommend, become aware of what energy you're associating yourself around, how you're reacting to certain things, but don't be too hard on yourself. Stay grounded, but don't be too hard on yourself, because the collective right now is really, really just, it's so volatile and intense in its energies that a lot of people are dealing with a lot of dark psyche aspects of themselves. So that's hard. I know that I have been going through that. When you're a channeler, you can't run away from that stuff. It's just, it's in front of you, and basically you just can't go forward unless you address certain things. So it is what it is. But if you become aware of these alignments, and when certain activities happening to you, you can go, oh, okay, I understand why this is happening. I need to ground myself right now. I need to maybe withdraw from wasting too much energy doing certain things or giving it away when I need that to protect myself right now, or I need that to strengthen myself so I can also help others. I'm more useful. I'm more able to transmit that light properly. So yeah, that's it. We'll see what happens.